This game called Welcome to Fredbear's is an interesting one. Not only does it have a silky, smooth, and addicting gameplay, like genuinely I had so much fun on this game, it also had a good little story behind it, which in this video we'll try to understand what the story here is trying to say, and also attempt the game's max mode to see if I can finally fully beat a FNAF fan game. Pause! Before we start dissecting the game piece by piece, only 7% of y'all are subscribed. So subscribe now so I can reach 10k before my birthday in December. Thank you. Looking at the fandom page of the game, it gives us an idea on what will be going on in the game. The plot of Welcome to Fredbear's remake revolves around William Afton as he explores his abandoned purchase unit as storage and rentals, which is set to close indefinitely. Shortly after entering the storage unit, he finds himself being stalked by his former creations. In a desperate bid to survive the night, Afton hides inside an office, where he must defend himself against relentless animatronics. So we'll be playing as William Afton. Oh yeah, this will be fun. Let's start the game. We begin the night and immediately we get a cutscene. We get on the phone with an owner of a storage unit establishment, and he tells William that they've gone out of business and have emptied out all the storage units, except for his though, due to the amount of junk he has in there. So he asks William to go there as soon as possible to take everything out or else he'll be fined, and the call ends there. So Willie gets in his car and drives to the storage unit. He enters and gets the keys to get inside of the storage unit. We unlock the gate and it starts to open slowly, like real slowly. Once it finally opens, we start to have a look around, and first thing I see are these hideous looking plushies. Like, look at these things. They remind me of those like plushies with human teeth on them. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Continuing on, we grab a flashlight, which we're probably going to need later on, and we look at the note that William left for himself, because I'm pretty sure he's like 70 at this point. After every note that we get, our notebook actually updates, meaning we have some lore to look at. The plushies don't have any notes about them, but everything else does. By everything else, I mean the Fredbear, Bonnie, Foxy, and the prototype builds. I'm gonna be completely honest with you now. The prototype builds have no relevance to the game. They're really just there, to be honest. All it is to show us William's thinking process with the animatronics. For the rest though, it actually tells us what to do with them when they attack you. But to save us time, we'll save these for whenever they're important, because right now they're pretty useless. After you look around and remind yourself about the animatronics, an alarm starts to buzz. So we go and check it out, and baby jump scares you. Where did this pig come from? So we start to run towards the office, and this is where our shift begins. Baby walks up to the glass and we have to turn off the power for a short moment. The power comes back on and she's gone. We check our notebook and it tells us what's going on. It seems like the power in the building is out, except for this security office. The computer seems to be working. I can probably use it to get the power in the building up and running again. Until then, I'll just have to survive. So our goal is to reboot everything on the computer, similar to FNAF 6 but less work, and survive until they're all finished rebooting. We take a look around our tiny office and we find a costume on the floor which jumped when I flashed light on it. So I know that thing is going to be a problem. A couple more seconds go by and we see Fredbear outside of our door. But when we flash our flashlight at him, he went away. That's exactly what William wrote on his notebook. So in order to remove Fredbear, you just need to flash his eyes, and the door, oh yeah, that doesn't work for him. The man just picks up the door and punches your life away. I don't know what beef he got with William, but god damn, Mike Tyson. Now after we complete our ventilation task, Bonnie is now active. For him, you'll hear his footsteps, and from there, if you read William's notes, it tells us what to do. It tells us to turn off the lights. So basically do the same thing we did with Baby and we'll survive. If not, then he'll just punch through the window and break it and kill you. I don't know what's up with these animatronics or whatever. They are just punching everything. Like, just politely ask or something. Anyways, me doing that strategy I was doing earlier actually worked, and we finished our tasks. But of course something goes wrong and our power goes out. So after every shift we put in, we have to unscrew the batteries from the electrical box and put in a fresh one. I got all this information from William's notebook, which I have no idea how he managed to write all that. Like, it's dark. Where did you find a pencil from? Whatever. Continuing on, you already know it's not as easy as it sounds. The big three, Fredbear, Bonnie, and Costume, that little thing on the floor, yeah, they're all out to attack you. And it's the exact same rules as if the power was on. If you hear Bonnie come in, just stare at him. Do not light the lighter or else he'll kill you. But Fredbear and Costume is the complete opposite. You want to light the lighter until they start leaving. Another good thing is that it doesn't make you restart the whole entire shift. Instead, you just restart this part, which is just beautiful. Thank you so much. After you replace all the batteries and get the power back up and running, you begin the next hour. Continuing on with this hour, hour, I thought another animatronic was going to be added, but I was wrong. It's still the big three, just a little more aggressive. I was still using my strategy of just spamming the flashlight everywhere until something happened, but same thing as last hour, I was able to beat it with no problem. So for this hour, I'm going to talk about how this gameplay is really addicting. So if you've never played this game before and you're just watching the video, then you're probably thinking that this game looks a little boring, but I promise you, the animations are silky smooth and feel so nice. It's addicting, especially when you get into that flow state where you're doing everything right and nothing can mess you up. It feels so nice, I swear. But let's move on to the next hour. For the next hour, we finally got a new animatronic, Foxy. And now we'll start to use the door to our left, because according to William's notebook, it says that Foxy's mask is very sensitive, meaning that if we close the door, he'll hit his head on the door and return back to his place. And using this, I attempted to learn a brand new strategy. And comes to find out, we actually don't have power on this game. Well, we do, but like the door doesn't like affect our power, so we can keep it down as long as we want. So the new strategy is to keep the door down, look around, then open the door, check for Fredbear, flash him, and close it back and repeat. This is a good strategy if you get it down, but for me, I wasn't able to get it down this hour. Literally, Bonnie was on demon time. Bro wouldn't give me a break. I would get him gone and immediately he'd return. This would mess me up heavy because you have to check on Fredbear to see if he's there, but with the power off, I can't turn the lights on. So that's a part of the reason why I got my soul punched out of me. So I'm not gonna lie, I dropped the strategy for this hour, but I promise you it returns later and I get it down better. I attempted it again without the strategy and I beat it with no problem. Starting the next hour, we got a new animatronic. Baby, that big old hippopotamus is back. Like, look at the size of her, bro. She's huge. For her, I don't believe there's a notebook page, so I just assumed I had to turn off the lights when she comes to the window and then close the door when she tries to go from there, and it worked. We had a little scare this hour, but nothing to worry about, and once again we beat it first try. Now for the rest of the hours, I learned the strategy from earlier, but I didn't perfect it yet. But I was still laser focused. I was in a crazy workflow, like for real. Nothing was stopping me, genuinely. Everything was going right and I beat it first try again. For the last hour of the shift though, it was a little different because they added a new animatronic, which I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea what that thing is. It will appear after you look at the door and back at the window, or whenever you turn off the lights and then turn it back on, he'll appear. All you gotta do for him is just flash your light on him and he'll go away. Even with him really not being a problem, on the other hand, Fredbear was. Every time I would take care of Bonnie, then take care of that ugly thing, I wouldn't have enough time to put my flashlight on Fredbear. This wouldn't happen just once, but actually twice. I figured it out though. I redid the strategy and was able to beat the final shift. But this time we didn't go and replace the batteries. Instead, another animatronic comes. This mystery animatronic pulls up to the window, real slow though, like he's walking in slow-mo. But then we have Baby Big Ass basically running. This new animatronic stares at us for a little bit and then hacks to our computer and begins to speak.
Hello, William. It's me. You still recognize me, don't you? Well, you should, I suppose. After all, it was you who left me like this. Why didn't you do anything? Scared of getting the blame. Now standing here, 17 years later, all the blame falls on you. 17 years, William. You left me here for 17 years. Soaking in my own blood, rotting in our creation, praying now you're here. You've endured what I couldn't, and now you have to live with it. Our legacy.
I did not ask for Brody to yap. Like, I don't care. Like, what was the point of all that? For who I think that is, though, is William's business partner who helped build these animatronics. Take it for the fact he said our creations, and also 17 years is crazy. I told you William is pushing 70. But from there, the credits start rolling, and I just see this hideous thing. What the hell is that? Ew! Anyways, one last thing before this video finished. Remember that strategy I was so confident about? I wanted to see if I was able to beat 620 mode my first try. So I loaded it up. The strategy was at its fullest. Keep the door locked, do a full rotation, flashing the light on everything, and then opening the door, flashing down the hallway, then closing it back up. But whenever that thing appears at the window after you take care of Bonnie, you want to flash the hallway first before taking care of him, because the game actually gives you a bit of time before you die from him. That's all you need to do, and you'll beat 620 mode in your first try like me. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Remember, I'm trying to hit 10k subscribers by my birthday, so please sub up for more content like this. If you like videos like these, you might want to watch the video on screen right now, and I'll see y'all next week.